Asia is running out of fuel, and the next shockwave could hit Australia. Hello and welcome to World News Talk, where global stories become clear, powerful, and impossible to ignore. This is not just another headline. This is a warning. From the streets of Sri Lanka to fuel stations in Thailand, people are waiting for hours. Some leaving empty-handed. Engines are going silent. Businesses are slowing down. And across India, entire livelihoods are being put on hold. Now the question is no longer, what's happening? The real question is, who's next? Tonight's top story: Asia fuel crisis deepens. Is Australia next? With global oil routes under pressure and tensions rising in the Middle East, experts are warning of a possible ripple effect that could reach Australian shores faster than expected. Could this mean rising prices, fuel limits, or even rationing? Stay with us as we break down the facts, the risks, and what it means for you. Before we begin, make sure you subscribe to World News Talk, hit the bell icon, and stay ahead of the stories shaping our world. Because when it matters most, you'll hear it here first. Let's get into it. A growing fuel crisis is spreading across Asia, and the shockwaves are now reaching Australia. In Sri Lanka, desperate motorists are lining up for hours, some arriving as early as 4:30 in the morning, just to get a few liters of petrol. Families are being disrupted, children missing school, and daily life grinding to a halt. To control the chaos, authorities have introduced a strict QR-based fuel rationing system. Motorbikes are now limited to just 5 liters per week, while cars and three-wheelers can receive only 15 liters. While the system aims to prevent hoarding, many say it's simply not enough. Meanwhile, in Thailand, fuel stations are beginning to run dry. Diesel shortages are causing growing anxiety, with some outlets refusing to sell fuel in containers. In one shocking example, a temple has been forced to suspend cremations, simply because there is no fuel available. Across parts of India, the crisis is hitting fishing communities hard. Boats are stranded, not because of weather, but because crews don't even have enough gas to cook meals at sea. Now, other nations like Vietnam and Hong Kong are rushing to introduce emergency measures to manage the growing shortages. At the center of this global disruption is the ongoing conflict involving Iran, Israel, and the United States, a conflict that is shaking global oil supply chains. One critical choke point, the Strait of Hormuz, handles nearly 20% of the world's oil supply. Any disruption here sends shockwaves across the entire global economy. And now, Australia is on alert. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese has urged citizens not to panic buy fuel, warning that such behavior could worsen the situation. Australia currently relies on imports for up to 90% of its fuel and holds only weeks of supply. Economists, including Shane Oliver, are warning that if the crisis continues, Australia could face a lockdown-like scenario, where fuel shortages limit travel, disrupt businesses, and force people to stay home. Petrol prices have already surged by more than 30% in recent months, adding pressure to households already struggling with rising interest rates. The Reserve Bank of Australia is now facing a difficult decision: raise interest rates further to control inflation, or risk slowing the economy. Experts warn this could become a double-edged sword, where rising costs and reduced economic activity hit at the same time. Fuel rationing in Australia is not yet certain, but it is no longer unthinkable. If the global conflict continues for weeks, or even months, the impact could be felt in every home, every business, and every street across the nation. For now, the message is clear. Stay calm. Avoid panic buying, and prepare for uncertainty. This is World News Talk, bringing you the world as it happens.